looking forward to a year of bouncing back for the U.S. That's what we're all hoping, right? We're all hoping, Terry, that this is your
That's right.
back,
That's
right.
right. That's right.
Yeah. So it's still early in the year, so we can still be hopeful and optimistic about that. Where do you think leaders should focus their attention now?
That's an excellent question, because during COVID, leaders just didn't know what to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's basically kind of stopped. Everything stopped. And I think it's shifting somewhat more toward being servant leaders, right?
Mm-hmm.
Understanding the needs of the marketplace, understanding the needs of their employees, listening and delivering. Again, inclusivity is important because everyone has been involved with this whole COVID process, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a great deal of empathy, sympathy around what it means to be a leader at this point in time, right? It's not the brash boldness. It is, can I connect with the next individual? And I think for a leader, the ability to communicate often, and to communicate with influence and a level of empathy is what is actually needed as we talk about what leaders need at this point in time. We understand that the street is for the numbers, right? You got to perform, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how do you get your people to perform from an empathetic perspective, from understanding and showing them that you're a human just as they are? One of the words I've been using as COVID started, and given all that's happened around social injustices, is how do we help human beings become more human?
Mm-hmm.
Because our challenge is understanding that that next person is just like me, regardless of the hue of our skin, regardless of our gender. They want the same things out of life that I want out of life. They want the same thing for their families. So how do we look at each other as humans? So one of the things I did with the leadership of this healthcare system is when you walk through the door, remove your titles. Let's not look at each other based upon titles, because that creates a level of superiority, inferiority.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Let's look at each other as equals. And let's be able to gain knowledge from each other. You utilize that knowledge for the greater good of humanity and for the greater good of the organization. If we do that, then we're always going to do what's right.
Mm-hmm.
And so leadership is about doing what is right and driving the desired result, right? And so I think that we're going to bounce back with some new type of leaders, because even though COVID was somewhat of a shutdown, there were lots of opportunities that were created during COVID. Let's look at all the PPE companies that came up, right?
That's right.
Let's look at all the support systems that came around them. So not only did some of the older businesses maybe suffer, but there were brand new opportunities for brand new types of businesses. And guess what? These businesses were run by what? People. So people need guidance. The people need coaching. They don't know the right things to do. They need to be questioned in such a way that provokes that stimulates their creativity and their innovation. That's going to continue to happen, right? We're going to continue to create. We're going to continue to innovate. And iron needs to sharpen iron, right? And that only happens through the interaction of human beings who understand and realize that that person has value and I have value. So I think that the U.S. is going to be in a perfect place. There's some things we learned about ourselves as COVID happened. I think we were exposed around some social issues. I think we were exposed around some business issues. And guess what? You can't separate one from the other.
Mm-hmm. As we talked about earlier, that's right. It's a whole person.
Exactly. So when you see everything from a systems perspective, you know that people create products, processes, performance, and profit. And it's only in people development that you actually become better as an organization. We can talk about technology, but people create technology, right? The greatest technology lies between our ears, right? So with that, being in the people development business, I think that the United States got a good look at itself. And I think that there'll be more and more leaders who will develop differently. And I think that we'll be okay. And I think that we will bounce back even stronger.
Wonderful. Amen. I believe that too. I really do. This has been a tremendous year of growth and change.
Yes.
Also hurt and heartache, but growth and change. Through the pain comes the change.
That's right. Absolutely.